Welcome, folks, to the Bigfoot Evidence Weekend News Update. I'm Reverend Jeff, and I've got the weekend stories for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacy Brown Jr. reporting live from Miami, Florida with the Weekend Skunk Ape Update. So tell us, Stacy, how was your last night in the park last night?
Man, they actually, they kind of started slow, but the later part of the afternoon turned out great. We had something happen at 4 o'clock when we were packing out this morning.
Packing out at 4 a.m. What went on at 4 a.m. there, Stacy?
This morning, the feed time was 4 to 6 around here, and we were leaving at 4. We had to go to the airport and drive back 6 hours. We were coming out, and, we were all talking and just carrying about, and we turned this corner, and the loudest wood knock from probably about 20 feet away. Boom! And we all stopped. I was like, oh, snap.
Did you ever get the opportunity to hear the wood knocks that Tim Fasano caught on that first night?
We heard the knocks and thuds that Fasano had talked about.
And what did they sound like to you?
Well, it makes me think that it was somebody maybe miles away working on a fence late into the night.
Well, natural contamination does happen, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's farms around the outside of the park. It very well could have been somebody fixing. The guy that gave us the hair sample, he was actually working on his fence at 1 o'clock when I showed up at his house, 1 o'clock at night.
Now, were you lucky enough to find any more skunk ape tracks while you were down in the park this weekend, Stacy?
Yeah, actually, that's what happened yesterday afternoon. We found about 30 tracks in the area where we had the possible sighting and found the scat. They were all 15 inches. The stride was like about, I was stretched out trying to make the stride, so I think it was about 3 feet, 3.25 or something like that.
Now, were you able to get any print casts of any of those tracks that you just found?
So, it kind of got my mind spinning, but the tracks, we did cast one. They really wasn't good. They wasn't like real deep in the ground. It was a lot of the forest floor where the leaves had landed had made a good little cover there over the ground, so it really wasn't that deep of impression. On one that we attempted to cast, you could see 4 toes in it. So.
Now, is that on the people side of the park, or is that in the controlled side of the park? How did you get over to where the footprints were?
Yeah, we canoed around to it. There's no signs of humans in there, so the place is just wild out there.
Well, it sounds like y'all had a great adventure down there, Stacy. I want to thank you very much for keeping us up to date all weekend long and for calling in and taking care of us. We'll keep in contact with you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Stacy Brown live from Miami, Florida during this hunt for the skunk in 2013. The IOTU Paranormal team has put together a new show called Beyond. The series opener begins with a Bigfoot episode. This is Jeremiah. He's the host of the show, and the opener starts with a 6-minute episode of decent Bigfoot information. After checking out their channel, I found out that this is their very first video. So get on board and subscribe to youtube.com/IOTU Paranormal and follow all their shows. And finally tonight, here's some Bigfoot comedy for you. The squatching misadventures of Ratman and Sea Dog. Christopher York and Steve Alcon bring the old-timey radio show back to life with their new adventures. Follow Ratman and Sea Dog through all their misadventures as they explore and research the latest sightings. Check out youtube.com/AliceCar48, and we'll finish out the show tonight with just a little bit of their piece. Until next time, I'm Reverend Jeff, and may the Squatch be with you.
When we last saw our heroes, they were fleeing the dreaded Men in Black after an attack that may or may not have been fake. Meanwhile, at not-so-stately Alcorn Manor...
Team Taser approved!